Perez. Wilco makes a run ahead of him. Bergkamp suddenly changed pace through the centre. It's Bergkamp! That's magnificent! The move, and then this, which left Dabby's ass totally stranded.
Wait a minute. On the wrong one. That's the Sunday roast, and he tweeted the Sunday roast. That's not happening yet. Hello and welcome to Wonderland, the podcast where we are never knowingly ready, on time, nor organised. With me this afternoon, tonight, this morning, depending on whereabouts you are on the planet, or indeed the universe. I've been watching Picard. You could be anywhere in the universe. Hello.
I heard it's better. I heard the first two seasons were pretty bad,
they were terrible.
but the third season was is now really, really good. It's like they figured out that writing a good story is decent.
Yeah, it's they're not box ticking. Well, they can't because the cast was done 40 years ago. Yeah,
yes, they can't do any more box ticking. That's what they did to Ted Lasso. I absolutely adored the first season. It's brilliant with the men's mental health and everything. The second season, it just went stupidly woke that it just didn't fit the storyline. No, anyway, I digress.
Still no people in chairs in Star Trek. I'm not happy about that. That's my place.
You're not being represented enough, are you, Danny? That's horrific.
I know it's not right. I've gone through all this riff. Anyway, people, yes, the show was meant to start at 8:30. I went to sleep after the game because yesterday my mum come over and I had 4 hours sleep, and I woke up to the heaters on. Half hour I've got to get up, and then the alarm. I'm gonna blame Jeff Bezos for my poxy Amazon alarm not waking me up when I told it to at 7:40 to be ready in here for 8:30. So
did it go off?
I don't know. I'm going to sue them anyway. I'm going to, So I got out of bed at 8:15, 8:14 if we're splitting hairs. But I'm here, people, and Arsenal are brilliant. And Deac is here. How you doing, Deac? Thank you very much for not only doing it later, but then later.
Yeah, no worries. I can talk about Arsenal, no problem. It's not, especially once again we've gone back into it's a pleasure to watch the football again. One of the most convincing. A shame it was only 1-0, but it was one of the most convincing controlled games I've seen Arsenal play all season. The XG was tweeted out by the XG account on Twitter.
Yeah,
I don't know if you follow that. And they said Leicester created 0.01 XG against Arsenal today, the lowest XG in Premier League match history since we began this account.
Congratulations!
That's an incredible achievement. I've never seen an XG that low before. I've never seen it. I remember mate talking to me on Discord, going, "What the hell's going on?" I went, "Mate, we're 72% possession at the moment, and we've been playing like how long? I can't know how long the football was going, but ridiculous amounts of possession and just controlling, dealing with the balls coming in round the back and everything. I thought the whole game was fantastic."
If that was Spurs, they'd be demanding a trophy for that kind of level of.
They would have released a DVD. It would have had special features. It would have had director's commentary on the top in special. It would have been amazing. Amazing.
Wow. That is a truly horrendous. I mean, that is almost. Will the stats let you have less than that? What they got 0.01. How did they get that rather than 0?
I don't know. I don't know what was the one moment. I don't know what. I think they register one shot on target.
I think maybe that was it. And if you're only going to get 0.01 for that, then maybe it's just time to. I mean, some would say they have given up playing football, but today that was the kind of win, a championship side win.
Yeah,
it was against us. We had
none on target. Sorry, none on target. One shot in total. It was their one shot in total off target. That was their 0.01.
And they tried roughhousing us. That didn't work.
Yeah.
They tried having the ball for a little while. That didn't work.
No.
They tried shooting. That didn't work.
Well, that's it. Otherwise, it would have been a 0.00 XG.
Wow, that is terrible. Anyway,
Embarrassing.
let's say hello to some of the wonderful people that decided to come and join us today. My sitting room, if anyone's wondering, is 19 degrees. And I'm not wearing any pants, so it's quite cold. So in the chat box, we have Joshua Page up the Arsenal. Brady's banana. Time to make a cuppa. I'll chance it. You had plenty. You could have knocked yourself up a roast.
Yeah, exactly.
Brady, was it you that did a tweet the other day that included ours and quite a few other people and said these are really good podcasts worth watching? If it was you, thank you very much. I'm sure it was you. Or if not, it was somebody else. But you'll probably claim it anyway. I'd claim it. Loki is there. Boy 10 is there with I will carve the statues my damn self if these lads win the title. Zaid is there. Hello. Jim is there. Avon, not Teddington, is there. It's nice to see you again. You've got a dog in your avatar. Very nice. John Hazy is there. Paul Nell. Foot Gaming. Hey, Danny, have you shaved your beard lately? No, it's growing back. I had made that mistake once. Never doing it again. And lots of numbers. Hi, all. Great result. Another 3 points. Paul Nell, we are top of the league, and we are top of the league. No, we are top of the league. We are top of the league. I put an and in there. There wasn't one. And was above you. That's why. It all merged into one. Sometimes I can't help myself. Josh Page, they had one shot on target. Avon, oi, and more oi. And you're going to come show everybody your bumhole, Dora? Are you, darling? Come on then. YH. Yeah, it was, Brady. Thank you very much for that. Hambo Gumball. Sup, folks? Good. So where were we up to? I made all the notes on my phone because it's warm enough not to be able to be wrapped up in my duvet. We're not going to talk about the Zinchenko being made captain. That's a very debatable thing about whether people should be given it for the day. And very nice, I suppose. Some people may not think it was nice. It's much like Theo getting it for his birthday. Don't care. Eddie being
it's a mockery of the band.
It's political statements and all that lot. Not that I'm against it. Not that I'm against Ukraine. Before anybody gets any ideas, Putin's a knob. Behave yourself if you're watching. Stop it. Eddie being dropped. About time. Should he get an award? Was that a bonus? A round of applause? Something for finally dropping Eddie?
Yeah. I was very happy to see that Trossard is being executed. Just a false nine in general. I know it's not Emile Smith-Rowe. The guy's obviously still coming back from into fitness. But the fact that we were using a false nine was very enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. The fact that we can intertwine the top three flawlessly now I love. It's fantastic. Really enjoying that. Gabriel Jesus apparently is back. He could even be on the bench for this game, but he might get on the bench for the Everton game on Wednesday. So it's going to make for a very interesting run into the into the finals games of the season. But apart from that, there was no real changes in the team. Jorginho still keeping his place, not really having to risk Partey, which is a really nice option. Yeah, he's a really nice option to have. Jorginho clearly he's fitted in really, really well with the team. He's gelled in really, really well. Fans are already in love with him. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's fantastic that we can do that and not stress about Partey, because it wasn't very long ago that we were terrified about Partey being injured. And now we're not even discussing it week by week, which tells you everything you need to know about how Jorginho has stepped in and done an incredible job, considering the circumstances. Just hit the ground running. I know it's not very fast running, but it's running all the same.
Come on, lay down here. Come on, wait, here you go. Plenty of room there. There you go. She's trying to sit on. I had 3 square inches to play Valheim. I moved all the fucking stuff off the desk and she's gone somewhere else now. That's 3 square inches to play Valheim last night. She's back again because cats can't make their fucking mind up. I would say Jorginho, he loves it up him. He loves it. He's not shy of someone coming up to him and giving him a whack and going, oh, not only am I going to make the most of this, I'm going to get you back later. He's not shrinking violet.
I like him.
That is a Brazilian who has been taught the dark arts playing in Italy.
Arts. Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
To see.
I enjoyed the lineup. Good stuff.
Don 1 is there. Cat Bumhole looks excited. Pause. Jota Ortiz, Brendan Rodgers, and all the other managers praising us to death, and we still got some fans complaining. That's Arsenal.
Can't please them all.
The cat just winked at me. Dora, they're talking about your Annus Horribilis, and it is Horribilis. Before we get into the game, there's one thing I want to mention, which is don't worry, it's good, is how Eddie needs to look at the way Trossard and Martinelli, the overlap and the underlap. That was magnificent, the way they did that. Not only just for his goal, but the way you didn't know whether Trossard was up front, Martinelli was up front, and occasionally Saka was up front. They perfectly intertwined like the golden locks of a beautiful lady. I don't know why I said golden. I prefer the ginger locks of a beautiful lady, and wove in and out almost like poetry. And that's one game where they've done that. They've started doing that together. That's it. Doing that as Deac's waving his hands together. That was brilliant. Eddie needs to look at that and go, this is why you shouldn't be shouldn't be starting games, Eddie, because you don't do that. You don't have the intelligence and the vision and the foresight to go, oh, quick, he's there, I'm going to go underlap. He's there, I'm going to overlap, because that's brilliant. But what's your thoughts on that before we go into the minutes of the game?
Yeah, I've got a few notes. I just thought that within the sort of first 10, 15 minutes, the football that we were playing was just unreal. Unbelievable football from the top to the bottom. I thought we were incredible. The football that we were playing, I loved it. We've been speaking about it for ages that, Arteta's, this is really Arteta's first season with the team that he wants and he's built. And we're starting to see that now with the attacking front three. He wanted to sign someone that is, because Eddie isn't an Arteta player. He's just keeping him because of convenience and how it works with timing and stuff like that. But, whether Eddie Nketiah would be signed by Arsenal and by Arteta with his project in mind right now, I don't think that would be a thing, personally. Signing someone like Gabriel Jesus, signing someone like Trossard, who has the ability to play against along the front three, tells you everything you need to know about the direction that Mikel Arteta is going with his Arsenal, is that it's got that interchangeable, strikerless, Pep Guardiola style football that everybody talks about. But it seems to me more and more as gaming or year in, year out and week in with games and stuff, that I'm starting to think, was it Pep Guardiola's style himself, or was it Arteta and Pep that built it together like it sounds like it was? And it's a bit of both. And Arteta has the blueprints, so to speak, because the sort of strikerless formation that we're going with now, the intertwining football that we're seeing, it's like watching City after their second season, when they were just like dominating, playing from the back, playing strikerless, and we're like, what the fuck is going on right now? And it just Yeah, I know. It absolutely, totally dominated football for the last 4 or 5 years, hasn't it? Really, 4 titles out of 5 years tells you everything you need to know about the football that they played. And obviously, Haaland coming in is not the strikerless thing. That's why they're finding it difficult to. That's why they stopped starting quite a lot, because they're getting used to it. But wow, what beautiful football! I really enjoy. I was just blown away. I was just enjoying it. It was like art being played on the pitch. Fantastic stuff.
Very true indeed. And also a little nod should go to them. Tubleyfall says, does any of my cats chase the ball on the screen? Bergkamp used to, but Dora, Betty and Lily don't care. Betty will sometimes look at the screen when I'm playing on the computer, because I use my PC for gaming, and apart from she does that. Josh Page says, the fans would complain if we won 5-0. Yep. Boy 10, we are waiting for Balogun to be ready to come in, and Nketiah is holding that fort down on a lot of money. And he also says, Pep wanted to figure out how to make every false nine half as serviceable as Messi. Arteta had the knowledge to make that happen for whatever reason. I doubt it's really like this, but I'm in dreamer mode. Yeah. And a little nod should also go, Deac, to Vinay, to Josh, to Edu for 2 magnificent January transfer window buys, when that's usually the panic window. And we also got the Polish centre-back Kieran, whose name I say wrong, who played every game for Portugal. No, the other
Kivio. It's pronounced Kivio.
Kivio.
I'm pretty sure Kivio. I'm
played
pretty
every game
sure
for Poland in the World Cup. Gabriel.
Yes,
I won't remember that.
Gabriel.
I'll just call it Kiora. So magnificent transfer window because those two have not only come in and look good, they've come in and gone, oh, this system, bang, I'm in.
Yeah.
It's like they've been playing it for years, and it's not like Brighton play the same way that we do, is it?
No. Well, Brighton had a lot of Brighton's scouting system is just
legendary.
It's unbelievable. We've been saying it for a while now. This is Arteta wanted to build a team for him. The fact that we've got the courage and the gusto. I'm hoping Troy Deeney is watching. Cojones. We've got those now, and we've got them in an abundance, and we're coming into situations where we're making purchases in the transfer window market that's based on what we want, and not as opposed to what the fans may want or anything like that. I've got full and utter utmost trust in the boys at the top in regards to decision making for Arsenal, and that's been the first time I've ever said that since I've been an Arsenal fan.
When I was getting up, I was listening to Radio 5 and there was a bloke on there. So I'm going to moan, and I thought, oh, bloody hell. What the hell have you got to moan about?
Sure.
Just moaning about the VAR ruining the game, that he wants VAR gone. Because
it's never going to go. It's never going to go. Just get used to it. It's never going to go. It might get better and more refined, but it's never going to go. We're going to see, the World Cup. We saw that VAR system where they put up the little figurines and they've got it all computerly generated and stuff. We're going to see a lot more of that. We're going to see it a lot more in depth. I'm expecting in the next 5 to 10 years, there's going to be sponsors put up on the screen in this country during those VAR moments, because it's a lot of moments of sitting around doing not a lot. They do it in America and you can make a shit ton of money. It's going to get to that stage with the Premier League, the amount of money that's being pumped into it. As much as it's enjoyable and everything, but these things are inevitable due to the viewership. But VR's a pile of crap, but we spoke about that many, many times.
Yeah, it's irritating and it's rubbish, and I don't want it to be any part of my game. But they're not going to listen because, it's not like it's our game or anything. Question from Pete. I'll save that for later. Boy 10, first time since David Dean days. Good. Ryan from the Mr. Arsenal podcast. Very fine podcast. Is a friend of the pod and a friend of mine. Hello, Ryan. Nice of you to join us. Jota Ortiz says, anyone seen the VAR replay for Saka's goal? Martinelli's feet seemed well onside. I think it might have been the elbow.
It was the elbow. The elbow's not the elbows. It's up to the shoulder.
That shoulder then. I saw the elbow sticking out.
Yeah, so it's not the elbow can be offside. The hand can be offside. It's the shoulder from the moment of play.
Everything above the sleeve, isn't it?
Yeah. So the Saka penalty I thought was unlucky. I've seen penalties like that given all season. We'll talk about the Trossard goal and VAR all of a sudden being very, very good and spotting shit. Like,
yeah, miracle. When we need them, they're not there.
And the commentators are all like, oh, this is very impressive work from the VAR team, just spotting that out of nowhere. They only can see it on one angle. It's very impressive. And I'm like, saying this at an Arsenal game when it was clear and obvious with regards to the Brentford goal, the fact that Lee Mason has been released by PGMOL, tells you everything. Oh, just fucking what a cocking load of shite.
Very true. Karl is there, our very own Karl from ABW. And watch your P's and Q's. He will take no. He's 9'5" of angry man, and no one mentioned anything about London Transport because you will get a lifetime ban. He will come around and do a big poo in your toilet. Nice to see you, Karl. No, they won't see any more. Yeah, VR does hate us. You won't see any other ABWs in here. They can't be bothered. Oh, Nick sometimes turns up. Anyway, let's move on to the notes for the game. First one I've got is 16th minute. Have you got anything before that?
I don't have times. Oh, okay. I've just got moments of happenings.
You grease them up and slip them in when they're appropriate. 16-minute, wonderful ball from deep in our area from Jorginho through to I think it might have been Saka or Martinelli. I think it was Trossard.
I think it was Martinelli.
It was one of those.
Yeah, he's got that in his locker as well. I didn't think I would see someone slower than Xhaka. But Jorginho stepped up and went, hold my beer. And he's fucking slow as shit. But it doesn't matter. He's got a quick brain. A lot of the times he's in there to make the interception before the pass is just about to be made. Just about to, go about. So as I said, I've really enjoyed him. But he's got that passing ability as well, which really suits. He's the signing that we thought Xhaka was when we first signed him. He's that signing. He's that signing. He sits deeper, plays defensive, hasn't got the legs, but has got a good passing range. That's who we thought Xhaka was, but Xhaka's been Xhaka this season.
I've seen Man City won 4-1. That's Haaland got his 27th of the season. Were they good?
They were all right. I didn't think they were overly. There was no moments where they completely dominated Bournemouth. Bournemouth had their fair share of chances. Solanke was unlucky with a few moments. I watch a lot of the games because I do FPL fantasy Premier. So I watch all the games. I'm watching the Liverpool Crystal Palace game on the second screen as we speak.
How bad are they?
They are horrendously horrific. I've got 3 Liverpool players because they're playing double fixtures for this game week, so they get double points, double chances for points, and they're just fucking shit. They're just so fucking shit.
Have that on a t-shirt. Liverpool are so fucking shit.
They're struggling. They can't get a foothold in the game. No decent chances. I don't know what the fuck I'm watching. Horrific football. But good stuff from Jorginho. Really like him.
Rancid Pumpkin says, "Can we appreciate how good Gabriel was?"
Yes.
As in Marcahales, he deserves so much more praise than he gets. So I think at some point in the second half, he did a sliding tackle along the touchline, near the dugout, along the line, and kept the ball. And then I think then it hit them and then went out and we got a throw in or something like that. But him and Saliba are already one of the best partnerships in Premier League football. And probably one of the top in world football. I mean, if you had a top 25, I wouldn't be surprised if they put them in there. Yeah. They are so good. And Saliba just needs to sign a contract because that boy is, at that age, to be that brilliant. It's just a beautiful, wonderful thing to see.
The reason why we don't talk about Gabriel and Saliba much is because in situations like that, talking about them or not talking about them is the correct way when it comes to a defender. Because if you are talking about him, it's generally not something good most of the time. So when you don't talk about a defender or don't talk about a goalkeeper, it means they've had a solid day. And, that's the reason why. It's the only reason why. It just is what it is. How do they say it? They say games are won by goals, but championships are won by, not conceding them.
True. Right. My next note is the 25th minute. The goal that never was. Do you want to talk the boys and girls through that? Because I can't.
Yeah. Obviously, there was a moment between Ward and White as the ball was played in from the corner. It was a lot of flapping around, and then Trossard does very well to get the ball out of his feet just on the edge of the box and just curls it into the top corner. Beautiful goal, fantastic. But when you go back to the VAR, as we were discussing at the start of the podcast, we're not big fans of the VAR system. But the VAR was put into place, and for a fact that every time when a referee is called to the screen, it's generally going to be, there's going to be a change. There's going to be a moment of clarification, and it's going to be a change to what you thought it was. And so when you look at the replays, yes, it is a foul. White shouldn't be holding Ward's arm like that. It's very sneaky how he does it with his right hand as opposed to his left hand, keeping his left hand free. It's very smart. It's like the dark arts kind of thing. But, as much as that was a foul, the Brentford goal was offside. So I'm a bit like, but it's frustrating. All of a sudden, VAR has got the Hawkeye system turned. Yeah, they're like, no more fuck ups, So yeah, as much as White shouldn't have been holding on to Ward like that, it was very sneaky. I've never really seen. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before, where a defender's held the arm of a keeper down. I don't know. That's the first time I've seen it, and as slyly done as that, that's probably the first time. So yeah, it was. I don't think it should have stood. I think some people don't agree with me, but that's fine. I think it's a foul. But it shows what Trossard can do. I'm hoping that he's going to contribute a lot this season, and he's going to need to if we're going to rotate, because we haven't played in Europe now for a while. So when the Europa League games come back into play, we're going to need Trossard, Martinelli, and all the boys to pitch in.
And for people who didn't see it, it was like it was a 2-man all lang syne where you cross your arms over and hold the arm of the other person. He managed to do that and covered it up. So I mean, to see that quickly, you've got to be looking to try and disallow it. But it was wrong. Someone put some comments in here. Rancid says, how is Sambi Lokonga doing?
I barely see him touch the ball.
Fair enough. Pete says, wish we could play the Bin Dippies or Chavs this week. They are ripe for a spanking. Ryan says, love Gabby's tweet tonight, dedicating his goal to Stephen, showing pure class. Don't know what that is.
Who?
Loki says, White had his wrist. Yeah. Man says that goal should have stood. Well, of course it should, because it's Arsenal. But if it was against us, you'd want it not done.
It's not. It's a foul. Question. It's a foul. You got to take the Arsenal tinted glasses off. It's a foul.
Talby Fool says it's the right decision, but how Ramsdale can be held down like that every time?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we've been really unlucky. They've got those images of who is it? Is it an Aston Villa player basically swarming Ramsdale? I think it is. They're chucking it around on socials now. So I completely agree with both.
Josh Page says the ref was a C word today. How many fouls did he get away with? Did he allow on our players with no yellows? The bloke rang the radio and said that Leicester did 7 fouls, no bookings. We did 1. Saka got booked. So Loki is in the hood. He's probably on the WD-40 or something like that. That's not it, is it?
Yep.
That's the wicked blue drinks. I don't know.
Oh, I haven't drank those since I was like early teenagers. I think like 13, 14, I started drinking those things.
Wow.
They're more sugar than they are alcohol. They're more sugar. You're going to get a sugar rush more than you're going to get drunk.
Nice. We was robbed for the pen. Pete says, good goal shouldn't have stood, but how many times has that shithousery happen and never punished?
I agree.
Ryan says, as a young Arsenal fan that's been battling liver disease his whole life, sadly losing his battle and receiving end-of-life care. Ooh.
Fair enough.
Not good. Don Juan, wasn't it Martinelli who got booked?
Yes, it was. It was. I've got him on fantasy.
Yeah, 39th minute. They didn't get a booking the entire game.
Yeah, I've got fantasy. So yeah, he's definitely got a booking.
Maybe the bloke on the radio said all those fouls on Saka. There was like 7. I don't know.
He definitely got the yellow. Yeah.
Only 1 booking the entire game, and I thought that game was a little bit tasty at times. Cheeky.
I agree.
White holding ref's arm disallowed. 30th minute, Tete, the Brazilian right winger for Leicester, sprints clear, scores offside. But you knew that was going to be offside.
I'm sick of this. Wait, if anybody can explain it to me again, because people have explained it to me. Because somebody in a pub a year ago explained it to me why they do it, and I was a bit tipped, so I didn't quite understand what he meant. But if someone can explain to me the logical reason behind their idea as to why they don't give the offside straight away, please, someone pipe up if you do. If you don't worry about it. But I'm perplexed. I'm still perplexed to this day. Wasn't there a game last week where there was a free kick given, but it was offside, but because they didn't raise it and the foul was made, they gave the foul for the free kick, even though the passage of play was offside. So I was like, if they score from this free kick, what the fuck? What the fuck? I don't understand how that's gonna stand. Do they then call it back? I don't understand. I think it's got
something to do with players not getting injured when it's called offside. That's what I heard, but I don't remember how I heard it.
I'm just so confused by this all. I don't get it. But yeah, it's offside, but he still ran through. Saliba was very confident, very well placed as well. He knew where Gabriel was and noticed that he was, slightly further forward. So he stepped up in perfect timing and caught him offside. So it was very smart play from Saliba. But yeah, it's just, I don't get it.
There we go. Answer my own question here. 31st minute, a Sutter falls and pulls down Saka. No penalty. That's not right, was it?
Yeah, for me, it was a penalty. I've seen them given, as I said, week in, week out in this league. I don't know why that wasn't given as a penalty. We'll never know. It will never get looked at ever again. But, when these sorts of situations come into play and we get unstuck with the referee decisions and VAR decisions, at this point, you just kind of go, that's what I expect now, isn't it? If you speak to any fan, they'll think VAR is out to get them and get their club. So I think VAR is the problem in the whole general sense for everybody. I think we're all done with it. I can't think of anybody that actually does enjoy VAR. It robs me of the celebrations of goals. Yeah, and that pisses me off. That pisses me off more than anything. That for me is the number one problem with it. Not even the waiting around and the faffing around and the mistakes. It's the robbing of the moment when a goal is scored in a pivotal moment where you're like, "Fuck!"
Football is a
just
game
won
of
the game.
Emotions,
and it's just it's taken away from you so brutally. And when the goal is given, you're so dejected by the VAR system that you don't even celebrate it. It takes away the joy of football. That's what I think. Anyway.
Brady says it's. In case it's not offside play till it's double checked. Well, they could be running halfway up the Seven Sisters Road.
What happens then if a goal's not scored and they do double check it and it's offside? What happens if a play is made in and a defender thinking, "Oh shit, I've got to stop this," makes a really rash challenge and breaks somebody's leg? But they're like, "Oh well, we couldn't wave it offside yet." So the defender has to play to the whistle and accidentally breaks. We're gonna get to that moment before a decision is made and they rectify it. Is that where we're going? Because we're going to get there because we're seeing more and more signs of frustration with this, that someone's gonna just snap. And there's a lot of footballers out there that can just snap like that. So I don't know.
Pete's going off topic. He says, "Is that a Cloud Strife figure in the background, Deeks?"
Cloud? Oh no, that's not Cloud. That's Super Saiyan 2 Gohan when he fights Cell in DBZ. That's what it is.
I shall show you what's in my background as long as I can move the camera. And that's as far as I can go. Echo, sitting room lights white. Look at the background here. There's your one.
Yeah, Super Saiyan Gohan 2. Yeah. It's not Cloud from Final Fantasy.
And my family keep buying me unicorns. So there's all unicorns and things on top of my sofa in the background. And one of them is actually a plastic unicorn.
Is it? It's Dodgeball. The film Dodgeball, when the main actor, who I can't think of, the guy with the dodgy thumb. Anyway, he goes back to the girl's house and she's like really pretty and cute. And her whole house is filled with fucking unicorns everywhere, like psychopathic. Like she's fucking nuts.
Sounds about right.
That's her downfall, and it's just unicorns everywhere.
They keep buying them for me. I've got about 15 of them now. Every time my mates brings their kids around, I go, "Do you want a unicorn? Do you want to take one of them with you?"
Yeah. Vince Vaughn, thank you. Vince Vaughn. Love Vince Vaughn, by the way. Great actor.
John 1 says, "Goal line technology is fine. True. Offside is fine. True. The rest can go in the bin." Yep. Final Fantasy 7 talk. Never played it. Not interested. Yeah, Boy 10 says, "SSJ Gohan is taller than ice."
Yeah, Super Saiyan Gohan. Super Saiyan. Yeah. He's well, it's just a figurine. I don't. Yeah. See, he's a lot. He's not. He's quite short. No, he is. No, he's like early teenagers in when he's fighting Cell. When he goes Super Saiyan 2. That's when Gohan dies.
We've got a couple of late turner-uppers. Stephen Edwards has finally turned up. Hi, Stephen. Nice to see you. Drago is here. If we die, we die. That's his stats.
If he dies, he dies.
Evening, Dan. You look stunning as always. I've got sleep in my eyes and I'm eating salt and vinegar Pringles and now I want to pick my eye and I can't because I'll go salt and vinegar blind and that is no good. That's not good. Pete says, under VAR now, a second of utter joy, then immediate paranoia that VAR will find a way of disallowing it. Bullshit, isn't it? Vince Vaughn says that. Dean says Vince Vaughn. Hello, Dean. Loki, watch where you sit when the unicorns are about. No, that's why they're all plush ones, because they're not going up anyone's bum. Pete says, it's Gohan. No, don't know what that is. Avon says, example, our Liverpool game, their first goal saw Darwin Núñez. Was it 85 million?
Yeah, he's not even on the bench. He's not even on the bench. He's injured. He's injured. We don't know.
Darwin Núñez offside on the initial pass, but it was let go, and he was fouled to finish, as it's now considered different phase of play. He was allowed to finish. It's just fucking nonsense. Don says, Arvin Drago, what a man. I still root for him every time Rocky wins. I'm not watched the remake of that, because Stallone has recut Rocky 4 and taken out a lot of the weird shit, like the robot. And have you not seen it?
No, you've got to leave Paulie's robot in it. It's completely weirdly random, but it's got to be left in.
Having watched all the Rockies again last year, you forget, and they're long films, but some of them have got 10 minutes of this is what happened in the last film.
I love it. I don't give a fuck. My favourite moment is when he goes, in the first film, when he goes back after the fight and he says to his turtles, you should have seen me. You should have seen it. And then when he's on the surgery table, he says to the surgeon after the first fight, he goes, you should have seen me. Everyone should have seen it. I love it. And then when he wins the title, first thing he says is, Adrian, where's your hat?
And Rocky Stallone wrote all of those, and
it's the best. No one gave him a leading role, so he went, "Fuck it, I'm going to make my own story and put myself as the lead." And now look at him.
It's one of the greatest films of all time.
Love him, absolutely love him. We can't not like him. He's an underdog. It's brilliant.
38th minute, Martinelli booked for silly tackle on Tete. I'd written this down, but I'd forgot to say it. Nelly swapped places with Trossard towards the end of the first half, I noticed. Half-time, 6 shits. Bad spelling. 0 on target. And I put possession, but I didn't write down what possession was, because a bit of a dough. I laid down at half-time. I was tired. 46th minute, second half. Break down the left with Trossard. Puts it through to Martinelli, who slides it in far post, but twists it. Oh, this is the goal. Is this the goal?
Yes,
your choice is the goal. Tell us about the goal.
Incredible assist from Trossard. He nutmegs the player, puts it through, and Martinelli puts the ball clean past Ward. But was it? I think it is Tete who makes the foul on Martinelli after he played the ball in. So the moment he scored, Martinelli's just on the floor screaming. So it's just really awkward because the camera's just looking at him, and he's on the floor riling around. And when you watch the replays, the player has trod onto his knee. It does look accidental, but yeah, just what a fantastic assist. Great to see Trossard getting involved as well. We need players like that stepping up when we're having dry moments, and that ended up being the clinical moment that got us the 3 points today. But fantastic finish from Martinelli, and I'm hoping he played all the way through the rest of the game, so I'm guessing he's fine. But it's probably going to swell up a little bit after the game, but I'm sure he can be. I'm sure it'll be fine. I think it would just be an external
ankle. Ooh,
yeah,
that's going to swell up a bit, isn't it? He's going to be walking with a wonky leg for
a bit of a wonk. Wow. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, fantastic goal, great assist.
But he looks okay after a few minutes. So we're 1-0 up, and it looks like it's going to avalanche. We're going to start banging in goals, and my 4-1 prediction is going to come true. 51st minute, Barnes has a good attack down the left, got a great cross in, but Zinchenko had the man covered. Zinchenko was a little bit more disciplined today.
He was better today. He was better today.
His shooting was good. Couple of shots on target.
Yeah. He had a good game today, so I'm happy that Zinchenko is back in the flow of things, just in time for his ex-Man City, teammate to join us on Wednesday. I'm hoping.
Oh yes, the return of Jesus. 54th minute, great bit of dominating play, and we scored another goal, didn't we?
Did we?
The one that was offside.
Saka yes, of course. Oh yeah, of course. Christ, that was we knew it's unfortunate. It was a lovely passage play once again, the free flowing football of the front three. That was a lot of noises. So very, very happy to see that. I'm going to be interested to see what happens when Gabriel Jesus comes back. Emile Smith Rowe is match fit. Vieira is starting to really start to get more game time. about the connections and the different styles of play that we can play with up top. It's going to be very interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Just looking at the, you probably would have said if they'd scored. Still 0-0. Bloody hell.
Yeah, still 0-0. I'm watching 84th minute. I'm slightly behind, so I'm watching a stream of unknown origins. So yeah, still 0-0. Liverpool just don't look like they're going to score, but the thing is, Palace don't look like they're going to score either.
If anyone's got any questions, put them in the chat. Start it with a Q or the word question. I've got 3 at the moment, and I think they're all from Pete. Right, we are down to here, 57th minute corner. Ends up with Zinchenko, who has a great pop shot at the keeper. We need to. I think after him scoring his goal last week, he's now got the sniff for goals. He's got the taste of goals. He can sniff them out from half a mile away.
Like I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that it was his first ever goal scored in the Premier League. I couldn't believe that when the commentator said that, because I was waiting for him to say his first goal for Arsenal. But no, it's his first goal in the Prem. So I'm hoping that he's got all of a sudden the lust for scoring more, because we're going to need everything we can get to try and finish as strong towards the latter parts of the season.
So that was the 57th minute. Between the 57th and the 69th, it was some loads of back and forth. They were having good breaks, so were we. There were some rough tackles going in. Xhaka got a kick in a few times, and then
he was getting battered towards the halfway through the second half. He was getting absolutely cleaned out. Jorginho had a couple of moments where he was getting cleaned out as well. Leicester were really getting frustrated. I thought they did very well defensively, but they were reckless, and I don't understand how the referee didn't have a few yellow cards for them.
69th minute, Eddie on for Trossard. I thought that was possibly a little bit early, because Eddie didn't do anything, did he?
I agree. Maybe they just want to get minutes into Eddie. I don't know. Or maybe they had a plan with Eddie and how he's going to play to maybe break up the Crystal Palace frustration. Sorry, not the Palace frustration. The Leicester frustration. But yeah, I thought Trossard could have just carried on playing. I don't think Eddie brought anything to the table. I think we were playing a different style of football, and I tell you what, I was enjoying it. So yeah, I didn't really make much of the substitution, in all honesty.
70th minute, I don't remember this. Odegaard on a break gets up to the edge of the box and tackles himself. I think he took a shot, missed it, and kicked his own leg and fell over.
Yeah,
he's been quite sloppy lately, Odegaard. He's not been the Odegaard that was dominating.
No, he's been off the boil. Martinelli is obviously coming back into his own, which is great. But now it's time for Odegaard. Let's put it this way. Start of the season, Saka was poor. Yeah?
Yep.
And Martinelli and Odegaard stepped up. Odegaard stepped up. Martinelli was poor. Saka stepped up. Martinelli is now... Odegaard's now playing poor. Martinelli is stepping up and Saka's stepping up. So there's a moment where they're not... If we get all three of those guys all singing on the same hymn sheet and being clinical, it's going to be a scary day. It's going to be scary. I'd be terrified.
Someone's going to get smashed.
I'd be terrified to play against those guys, as well as with Gabriel Jesus being introduced. Xhaka has been off the boil as well. He's not had a great couple of weeks. So when everybody starts clicking again, I think we're going to finish the season very strong.
True. 70th minute, their first shot at goal, not on goal. It was 10-1 by them. 79th minute, Vardy tried to kill Jorginho. Yeah, that was strange. Vardy.
It was frustrating. Yeah, it was annoying. The camera looked at Vardy and Gabriel, the defender, having a conversation, and Vardy saying, "Oh, I got him here. When you watch the replay, yeah, you did get him there, but you ran into him and basically tried to knock him out with your chest or your stomach. He was already late. He was already low and in the air. So it was a really reckless challenge. I thought, once again, the referee was light. Lukonga's on the ball and he's done nothing. I thought it was light. It
sums up his career.
sums him up in a nutshell. Jorginho he's robust. He's experienced and he's robust and he knows the game. He knows the Premier League. He doesn't have to adapt. He doesn't have to try and figure out how to be a Premier League football player like a lot of players. He knows this league. He knows what it's about. He knows how to play the game. So very happy with his performance overall.
Yeah, decent player, great buyer, 12.5 million in this. In this market, that's nothing.
I can't believe what a cheap signing he was, and he's on a 1.5-year contract, which means we're not tied down for an eternity with him. So we've got a contract system here in place, which gives us room to move around and breathe and make the signings that we need to make in the summer. And if we go for Caicedo and Rice at the same time, let's fucking go.
I didn't realise that he's never played football in Brazil. He was born in Brazil, but moved to Italy at the age of 15. He is of Italian descent through his paternal, which is his dad, great-grandfather, Giacomo Frello, who is from Veneto, and thus earns his Italian citizenship. And his childhood hero was Georgie Hagi, one of my favourite players.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Which led to his friends nicknaming him Jorginho. And his middle name is Luis, of course it is.
Oh, well, of course.
Yes, very nice. Yes, so, I mean, he spent all those years playing in Italy and Hellas Verona and Napoli, and he's only 31. He was only 31 in December. If he wants to stay, he can do that at us for 2 or 3, 4 years if he wanted to. But now we're going to need a bigger squad playing Champions League football. I'll be very happy with it. But so far, every game he's played, he's been impressive.
Special note for El Neni with the contract extension signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours.
Taking a pay cut.
The guy is an absolute model professional. Never moans about game time. Comes in, does the Mr. Sturdy shit really well. Takes a fucking pay cut. Doesn't bitch. Is just a positive person to be around. Every single club would bite your hand off to have a player like that in their squad.
He's the modern day Jules Grimandi, Perry Groves, Remy Gard.
Yeah.
Flamini was another one.
Yeah.
Happy to stay and play in whatever position you ask him to.
Love him. Absolutely love him.
Loki says thumbs up, people. It's free, yeah. Loki, don't have Loki come round. He'll do donuts on your lawn in his M3. No one needs that. Stephen, that end of season schedule is tough. City, Chelsea, Liverpool, West Ham. Well, West Ham finally won a game today. Liverpool are rubbish. Chelsea are rubbish, and City, well,
Danny Ings gets 2.
Just Danny Ings 4-0.
Danny Ings doing Danny Ings things, I guess.
So then, Partey on in the 83rd minute for Odegaard. Did you see what position Partey played in? I think Partey, Jorginho stayed where he was. Partey stayed in the middle, and Xhaka moved up to the Odegaard role. Was it something like that?
I didn't take too much notice of it, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Really
it's quite difficult. You can make decisions and assumptions at any given moment. Everyone was talking about the start of the game. It was going to be Martinelli's going to start up top. Was it going to be Trossard starting up top? Because a lot of people were saying, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. And who knows? The thing is, Partey and Jorginho can both play either role. So
imagine them two playing next to each other. If we need to hold the lead, like if we win 1-0 away at Sporting and then the return leg, or I don't know, we're home and away the first leg. Stick those two. So we've got a back four. We've got those two, and then we've got Xhaka in front of them. Going full Bob Holding. None shall pass.
I love it. I love it. It's fantastic. We've got that now. We've got that in our arsenal to bring forward in a game. So I'm interested to see where we go with that. Crystal Palace and Liverpool are drawn 0-0. What a fantastic football club they have become. It's
worth listening to the radio just to hear the Scousers ring up and go, squeak, 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 Klopp out. Klopp's the best thing that's happened to your
fucking football club
in the last 20 years, you morons.
Shit City, shit fucking whatever. Fucking pub.
I feel sorry for Everton fans having to live with them. 85th minute, Tielemans, ouch. And 86th minute, my final note, Xhaka getting yet another beating. I mean, when Xhaka goes down, you know he's not faking it because he doesn't do that. Even Jorginho a few times went down. And you knew that he was genuinely hurt because they weren't taking no prisoners. But that's what you got to do is to win. We are the best away team in the Premier League. They are the second worst home team in the Premier League.
We're the best team in England right now.
Mm.
And we have been since start of the season.
The form table, which is not letting me do it. I'll go to this one and do form. For the last 6 matches, we are the 5th best team. Man City are first, Brentford second, Brighton third, Man United 4th, and Liverpool are 14th, which is lovely to see. And the last 3 matches, does that move us up anywhere? Moves up to 4th. But overall standings, top of the table, no, whole team thing. We've got a game in hand. We're 2 points clear. We've only lost 3 all season. Newcastle have still only lost 2 games. My God.
Yeah, well, they had that moment, haven't they? Playing up until this point, playing extremely well defensively. They worked like a well-coiled oil machine. You know, they're playing 3 centre backs. You know, you can tell me all you want. Dan Burn being a left back, he's not a left back. Centre back playing left back.
We've got the second best home record. We've got the best away record. We've scored the second most number of goals in the Premier League. We've got the second best goal difference. Goals conceded. We are second best, equal with Chelsea. How have Chelsea only let in 23 goals this season? They've only scored 23, but they've only let in 23.
Yes,
everything is looking rosy, isn't it?
It is. I'm enjoying
Chelsea
it
tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to be good. So I'm hoping that they're going to batter the shit out of each other. That's nice. Injuries are plenty. Fine both the clubs for disorderly conduct in every which way. That's what I want to see.
Hopefully, there'll be lots of goals in that game. And I'm going to have to say Chelsea win because Spurs are only 15 points behind us, and that isn't quite enough.
No,
but I can smell St Tottenham's Day. It might even be an early one.
I want Chelsea to win tomorrow as well, as much as I hate Chelsea. I call them Chelsea.
Yeah.
But I dislike them to high heavens, but I don't want Kane to have a good game. I want him to have a bad game.
I'm not sure if there's going to be a Sunday roast tomorrow, depending whether the King of the Jews is actually going to bother to turn up or if he's out schmoozing. And then the podcast is probably going to be on Tuesday about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Wednesday, we are home to Everton. That would be a revenge match. Everton had one lucky win so far, and then they lost to Liverpool, and then they beat Leeds, and then they lost to Aston Villa today. So they're losing to the teams that we've beaten. So I should expect us to beat those on Wednesday, 7:45 kickoff. The preview show will be at about 6:30. I'm not sure who's coming on for that one. Oh, I think it might be Jared. I think he might have said he might be doing it. Post-game show, Deac, are you free for that?
Wednesday? Yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
Lovely,
I'll be watching
jubbly.
the game.
Well, we've got a few questions to go to answer. Pete Coulson has been busy with the question. Says, why was today the Lee Mason Memorial Tribute held by VAR officials? Benjamin was being a bit naughty, and then Saka was blatantly held and given nothing. Did they fuck us over in honour of Lee Mason?
I just find it comical, whether they did or didn't. I just find it comical that they did really well with finding the Ben White foul. Because it was only from one angle, and it's like, well, you know, it just all it says to me is the inconsistencies and the biases from human decision. You know, as much as VAR is supposed to be a system that is supposed to be flawless, it clearly isn't, and we talk about it all the time since its inception. So, it's, you know, it's like the AI, you know, that are going around at the moment. Google's AI, and there's AI, and people ask them questions and stuff like that. And you want to, and you feel like you're receiving a completely non-biased answer from anything you ask. But it's been proven the fallacies with this issue. Whoever constructs and creates the program, those thoughts and ideas go through into the AI, so by the creator. And this is the same with the VAR system. Exactly the same. The biases are still there. You know, the mistakes. You know, if a mistake generally means that you're incompetent, meaning that you are slack at your job, meaning that in that particular moment, you thought what you did was enough. At one moment, Lee Mason went, that's enough time for me to look and see, because apparently he said he was getting stressed about how long he was taking. There's been moments already this season where VAR decisions have been nearly 5 minutes, nearly 10 minutes. There was a game, Russ, and it was a 10-minute. It was the Martinelli goal when it was called offside. They did fucking line drawing for 10 minutes live on television.
It was like an episode of Take Heart.
Didn't give a fuck about nothing. So don't give me that crap. Once again, it's biases that push through into a system that is made by just fucking incompetent idiots. Vent over.
Pete asked a question: who do we want to win at Spurs and Chelsea tomorrow? We both said Chelsea. We want to see lots of goals, lots of shit going on. Yep. Avon, not Teddington, says, do Xhaka and Jorginho have the mobility to be in the same midfield without weakening our system?
Yes. I don't think it really... Yeah, it does. They obviously... I made a joke about Jorginho being slower than Xhaka.
As long as you've got one of our midfield three that has the ability to speed things up a little bit, but they're both good with the balls. They're both good at their passing. Their accuracy is really good, and they may be. But when you get older as a player, I mean, we saw the days of Wood Hullet dropping further and further back down the team because he could pass perfectly. Ray Wilkins, R.I.P.
I've got no problems. Yeah, I've got no problems with Xhaka and Jorginho. You know, we know. I think it's pretty clear and pretty obvious. You have to live under a rock if you haven't heard the rumours of Declan Rice already making a promise to sign for Arsenal. You know, Tielemans is going to be free in the summer, or we're going to possibly go back in for Caicedo. I don't want Tielemans, but I'm saying
seen him do anything.
Agreed. So, you know, there's midfielders being thrown at us left, right, and centre for the summer. The summer is going to be midfield heaven for us, I'm hoping, you know, and we can push on from this season into next season. So I'm fine with it. I love Xhaka. I think Xhaka's his redemption arc this season has been one of my favourite things that I've enjoyed so far this season. As I said, he's been a bit slow of recent, but I'm hoping that he finishes the season strong. But I love both of those boys. Jorginho's already fitting in really well.
And hopefully they'll both get to play Champions League football for us next season. We won't get rid of either of them.
Easy.
We're going to need a big old squad.
Oh, yes.
Pete asked the question, is Eddie going to be back against Everton or is he done as a starter? Well, I wish he was done as a starter, but knowing Arteta...
I think he'll start. I think he'll start. Yeah, I think he'll start.
Sadly. And Stephen Edwards says, where does ESR get back in the team? Deac is going to say as a striker.
I like him as that false nine option. I think it'd be interesting to play with. But I think ESR might have a world to live in with a... sort of more of a central midfield role as that ball carrier. He has that ability to ball carry. He needs to bulk up and work on his tackling and his tracking and his marking ability. But I think he could even play as a central midfield player. I think he's got that ability to be able to carry the ball as that old school box to box midfielder. One of my favourite roles. I think ESR could do a Ramsey, a more technically gifted Aaron Ramsey. Yeah. I think that's what ESR could potentially do. They're going to need to try and figure out a way of fitting in Emile Smith-Rowe into the squad, and I think that's possibly where they're going to go with it.
Jolly good. Last question is from Pete Coulson. Who do you want to win tomorrow in the League Cup final? Newcastle, Arabia, or Man U to win? Well, it's Newcastle because I don't want Man United to win anything because I hate them. You?
I hate both the clubs. I think at the end of the day, I hated Mike Ashley, the previous owner of Newcastle, due to personal reasons. My dad had to take him to court because he's a muggy little prick. And if I'd see him, I'd probably have to just give him a knock in the face. My dad's accepted it and moved on, but I still dislike him for what he did to my dad. So I dislike him for a personal reason, not to mention the fact that he's a muggy, pricky little wanker. And it's a bit frustrating because obviously Newcastle are a solid little club. Newcastle, the city, so it's a fun place. You know, I've got my best mates from Newcastle. My dad says nothing but lovely stuff about people from the Geordies up there and stuff. So I've got no qualms with the club and everything like that. But obviously the ownership, once again, is
shame that their ownership is scumbags for Newcastle. And generally nice place, nice people, nice supporters, nice kit, nice stadium, great crowd.
Exactly. And I hate Man United as well, you know, due to the pure rivalry. The fact that, they stopped us on our 49, you know, and then with Rooney and his fucking diving antics. I hate both the teams, so I don't really give a shit. I think if you see Newcastle win, I think there's going to be lots of conversations being made about how their project has been escalated a lot quicker than they thought, just like with Arsenal this season. You know, we were hoping to just get top four football, but we're pushing on for a potential title win 3 years into Arteta's reign, and we're seeing something similar to Newcastle. Chelsea are trying to do it as well. Everyone's trying to copy the Arsenal mould with the rebuilding.
Yes, and I'm not sure whether it's because Newcastle and Arsenal are doing it really well, because everyone else has just turned to poop. I think it's probably the latter, the reason why we're looking and they're looking so good. So, I mean, they're not looking good. They're doing the job, but they're not looking good. They're not an entertaining team to watch.
No.
They are a bit
they're going to have the money. They're just building that rep up at the moment. So,
right, there you go. That's it. So we're all done. And yes, Deac, thank you very much. It's thank you very much for waiting the extra half an hour for me, because
all gravy.
Yeah, I'm going to go and cook myself some pork loins now. Got 4 in the fridge, and they're mooing at me. I finished Clarkson's Farm last night. Brilliant.
Oh, the second season, loved it. Absolutely loved it. You just wanted him to succeed. I'm not going to spoiler alert. I'm not going to spoil anything, but you just want him to succeed. You just love him as a character. You know, I'm doing a bit of that. I'm going, as I said to you, I'm going. You asked me a couple of weeks ago. I've got back into acting. I'm doing a bit of voiceover work. I'm doing a short film in a week's time. So I'm doing bits and bobs here at the moment, and doing all this again, like I did when I'm in my teen years. It makes me realize the hard work that's put in by people in films and TV shows and stuff like that. And just Jeremy Clarkson, you know, I don't give a crap about what you think about him politically, but as an entertainer, someone engaging like him, you wouldn't think it would connect with a farm, but it's addicting to watch. And I don't even like reality TV.
No, I don't like reality. I like Big Brother, and that's it. That's the only one. Even that got ruined in the latter years.
Everyone watched it back in the day, like 15 years ago, but I've not watched it.
I'd have won that if I'd have gone on it. It'd been wonderful. East Anglia, a name I haven't seen before. I'm in East Anglia. I'm in Manchester, near Cambridge, and it's a very nice place. Oh. People saying they enjoyed the show. Yeah, Clarkson's is really, really good, and it just shows you how much this government and local councils don't give a fuck.
No, they don't.
People who run farms,
because it's not self-sustainability. Because it means that we don't have we've got less to trade with other countries, which in then turn fucks ourselves. Well, I'm not going to go political, but I'm saying that the leader of the free world, there's a lot of problems going on in America right now, and he's over in another country, whilst the previous is over there helping and being there for them. So I'm just saying, I'm not going political, but I'm just saying. I love a bit of patriotism. I like it if my prime minister would be right. This is Great Britain. Let's make Britain more British.
We don't own our utilities. We don't own the water, the electric.
Yeah, it's crap. It's such a load of shit.
We don't
rely on these people, and they fuck us.
And they don't look after the farmers. They don't. We've got enough here to sustain this country. And watching this program, you just see every little hoop that Clarkson and everyone has to run through and jump through. Jumped up little scroats that are running local councils. All need to. I mean, that's what he should have done. He should have gone on the massive campaign. All the other farmers got together and get their own people elected to the local council. Then everything would have been approved. But no, snotty little shits.
I agree.
And. Danny on Big Brother, I'd pay to see that, says Pete Coulson. Yeah, I don't think I'll get away with it nowadays. They'd look into my past and go, "Oh, dodgy geezer."
Dodgy, way too dodgy.
Right, people, thank you very much for watching. You have been wonderful. Deac, thank you very much. You have been Deac.
Yes, I have been Deac, and you've been Danny.
Yeah, I have indeed. Right, people, thank you very much. And we'll hopefully maybe see you tomorrow night with the King of the Jews, Mr. Feinberger, and me. And just to cheer you up, here's one of my favourite photos. It's me in a card shop, and I put the words "fuck Spurs."
St. Torringham's Day, let's go.
It's what?
St. Torringham's Day, let's fucking go.
Let's get it on.
Come on.
And we will see you all later. Now I need to go down and press the right button here. Here you go, is Steve and Dave. Enjoy them, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.
As soon as I scored that goal, I was fucking livid.
Get down, dog. Splendid business.
He nearly caught the bloody thing. What are you talking about?
So I was just eating a full quiche. Well, you don't often see them at it. So when you see them in the supermarket, they need to be swagged, microwaved immediately, and get the brown sauce on and bosh, Bob's your uncle.
Never in doubt.